How about two Asmongold shorts?
Carmelo Anthony's defense is completely falling apart in the murder trial of Austin Metcalf. Witnesses are coming up and confirming Anthony was asked 15 times to leave the tent. The witnesses said Anthony provoked Metcalf, and after Anthony was pushed, he pulled out a knife and committed the crime, and then he ran away. It was not self-defense. Yeah, you're going to have a really hard uphill battle proving that was self-defense. I mean, let's be fucking honest here. I did see actually a post about this.
If evidence does come out that Carmelo was not in fact fighting for his life when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, do you think that the black community will accept that?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're going to stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs. We're going to stand by ours regardless.
No. It doesn't matter their race to me. If someone a student brings a knife to school and then, or a situation like this happens and they basically stab another student and kill them, yeah, I'm against whoever did the stabbing. Doesn't matter their race.
I got to think like, okay, what did you do to him or whatever to cause this to happen, the reaction? Because then again, if my kid was Carmelo and I feel like his back was up against the wall.
But this mentality is reinforced by media. It's this nonsense that systematic racism against black people, etc. And a long time ago, it certainly was true. But today, well, in the UK, it's definitely the other way around. It's white kids that are dying handcuffed in the back of a police car because the police think believe the stabber when he says, "Oh, that white guy was racist."
I'm going to tell you straight up, better mine than yours. Better mine than yours. A black boy allegedly murdered, and I say allegedly, heavy on the allegedly.
He did kill. There's no debating that. He did stab the white boy and kill him.
Allegedly murdered somebody. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, this is about race. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't give a damn.
Who wouldn't give a damn?
I think I would still give a damn.
Let me say this. Let's say the community.
By the way, this sentiment,
the smug arrogance in that community,
is disturbingly common. Let me get this straight. This dude goes and kills somebody, and now the family's gonna get paid for it? Keep your head up, keep your faith. Free Carmelo. This baby was bullied and defending himself. They want to paint Carmelo as a gangster. He stabbed somebody in the chest.
He brought a knife to school and then stabbed someone with it. It's premeditated murder.
Yes, with a knife. What are we doing here? This is a big problem. It's a huge problem.
If Carmelo Anthony was the one stabbed and killed by Austin Metcalf,
They would give a damn.
Nobody go to a track meet to murder anybody, okay?
Then why the fuck did he bring a knife?
Hey, come on. That's an accident. Self-defense.
Oh, he accidentally brought the knife to the track meet. I understand. Didn't everyone know that? He accidentally brought the knife to track meet. He accidentally went into the tent he wasn't supposed to. And then he accidentally stabbed the person who asked him to leave.
That's what it was. First-degree murder? Come on.
The amount of this is so common. They did this with O.J. Simpson, too.
Justice system always over-respond when it comes to us. It was self-defense. He was wrestling with two guys. I don't know what the...
Yeah, part of what keeps racism alive in the United States is this tribalism, like us, the black community. It's not like we're all Americans. We're black Americans. We're our own separate group. And even if one of our own murders someone of your group, and we know he did it, and we know it was murder, and we know the guy's a bastard, we're still going to say he's innocent and protect him.
Parameter
and fundraise for his family
of it, but it was two people, 2 against 1. That's self-defense.
That's how bad it is. There's no defense to this. They played the body cam. Oh, did they really? Emotional moment in Carmelo Anthony's murder trial. Tears started flowing as prosecutors played the body cam footage of paramedics trying to save Austin Metcalf from a fatal stab wound.
And also for context, there were multiple witnesses testifying today.
More than 10 of these students and teammates, students testified that Austin Metcalf repeatedly...
Tribalism has been pushed by the media hard. And yeah, it's at every level. It's also not only in the media, universities too, a big place that's pushing it. And you see it like black congressional districts, as an example. There should not be congressional districts based on race. That's one thing I'm glad the Supreme Court ruled on. That's how you create tribalism. It's terrible.
asked Anthony to leave. Several recalled Anthony responding, "Touch me and find out." Metcalf tried to avoid a fight, telling Anthony, quote, "Dude, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet." They testified that moments later, Anthony pulled out a 5-inch folding knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf in the chest. The witness replied, "I see the hole in his chest and blood." He starts screaming
Terrible.
for help.
The thing is that they could literally watch Carmelo Anthony stab this dude to death. And if he said that, you know, felt nervous or something like that, they would still let him off.
It's racism. You can. It's fine for a black person to stab a white person to death. Just because of tribalism.
They're literally just racist, and they're going to show preferential treatment to people that are their race every single time. It's that simple. Like, they literally say it. They just said it there.
The problem with this type of racism and tribalism is that it radicalizes the other side too. It means they're going to be tribal on the black side, and we need to be tribal on the white, and we need to fuck over the black people just like they're fucking over. And that's how you get racism.
Obviously, by the way, this isn't, of course, all black people or all white people that do this, but I think that very clearly one type of this is very more accepted to be said out loud, and it's a huge problem. The OJ trial was the same thing.
Yep. Let's watch one more Asmongold short.
This is a far leftist in the UK going viral. Who's this, Karen? Absolutely incredible clip.
Every woman in this room and at home has been subject to shaming in person or online.
And that's disgusting.
It's
horrible, yeah.
I think you're just proving my point. A man like you cannot sit and do a simple apology, I think is disgraceful. But on top of
Yeah, we're sorry that we imported people in that view women on the same level as livestock into the country, and they're...
Yeah, so watch the video on UK grooming gang that was read in Parliament. They put girls in dog cages, like 15 to 20 in one case.
Objectifying and harassing.
And worse.
I can't believe, as a mum of a young daughter, I'm having
That poor little girl.
2026 and make the case for me and my daughter to have the right for equal pay. This is what the Reform Party stand for. They are a party that has a problem with women.
With the amount of DEI companies have put into place about promoting women over men for diversity purposes. And, you know, if you get promoted over a man, then you're going to be earning more than the man that doesn't get promoted. So that's the thing. Not only do you have DEI that promotes women more rapidly than men. That means the women will be less qualified because they're being promoted faster and have less experience. Then once they're promoted, they'll look at the men at the same rank as them and say, "Oh, I'm not getting paid as much as this man that has a decade more experience than me. This is unfair." Although, if you look at the men who started at the company with her, they haven't been promoted and they're earning less. But they instead choose to look at someone who has the same rank as them and just frame the debate like they want and then say, "Oh, the pay isn't equal."
They need to sort out.
They have a problem with women and they want equal pay. Well, here's how you can immediately disprove this, by the way. If women were able to be paid less money to do the exact same job, every company would only hire women. But they're not doing that. And so very clearly this isn't true.
I only really recently got involved in politics in this way. I'm actually on maternity leave at the moment. And
I mean, you know, you look at the Green Party politics, I think it make the country a hell of a lot more dangerous with drugs on the streets and no prisons. So when when the Green candidate is telling
What are the Green Party suggesting? No prisons?
one of them did in Scotland.
we know that if you're
To be fair, when one member of a party says something extreme and then trying to tar the entire party by that extremist, I guess it's good to mention that you have this type of one crazy guy in the party, but you have to put that context in it. You can't say the way he implied at the beginning there was that it was official Green Party policy that no prisons. And that isn't true. You just have one wacky Green candidate that said that. There's enough stupid stuff with the Green Party that there you have on their official platform. Go after that. You don't need to make up stuff.
black, you're 2 times more likely to be arrested.
It couldn't be. Just an idea. It couldn't be that they're twice as likely to commit crimes because they committed crime probably by coming into the country illegally. That couldn't possibly be the reason.
Why? Why is that? No.
Yeah, it's... They're more likely to be immigrants, they're more likely to be poor, and if you're poor, you're more likely to commit crimes. You don't even need to bring race into it. It just... If you have one group that's overwhelmingly more poor than another racial group, then they will be overwhelmingly more prone to crime.
Nobody knows why. It's a mystery. How can you ever solve a problem if you can't say what the problem is?
It's not just Henry's parents.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's just... When she's framing this as a problem, as if it's because of police, like, targeting black people that this twice as likely to be arrested. When the real thing is that black people in UK twice as likely to commit crimes. That's the problem that needs to be solved. You need to make it so black people commit less crime, and then police won't be targeting them twice as much.
That are worried about their son, and it's every
If you misidentify the problem, you can never solve it.
Single parent of a son, a daughter who's worried and calling them up and saying, make sure you take the safe way home tonight. Make sure you're with a friend because we don't know what's going to happen on our streets.
I know what'll solve that. Importing more people that could have been in the Taliban.
And I know for a fact.
I think Asman is wrong with that last statement. I think that last statement of his would have been a bad idea.
That friends and neighbours are having those conversations with their children. And that is something I do not believe we stand for as a country. I believe we are a country that is tolerant.
In a just society.
The problem is the media. You have women like this because of the media. The media, for example, that testimony we heard the other day about what the UK grooming gangs were doing, which was more horrendous than I could possibly have imagined. Media's not covering that shit. That lady there. If she was hearing that, that would be her primary concern. She wouldn't be worried about equal pay. Her primary concern would be making sure that, especially if she has a daughter, that her daughter doesn't wind up in a dog cage. That would be her primary concern. But the media doesn't tell her this stuff, and so she's worried about, and instead it propagandizes her about equal pay, about blacks twice as likely to be arrested without explaining the reason why, because someone of her intellectual level needs to get the explanation, or to, and then we have having her join political party, the Greens, and making Britain worse. The problem is the media. Yes, I agree with Asmongold. She's bad, yes, but she's a symptom. The root problem is the media.
Eddie, you would just tell this bitch to shut up and get off the stage. This is the only point in, as far as I know, all of human history that...
But telling her to shut up and get off the stage, she'd just be replaced by someone else that's being propagandized by the media. You don't solve anything until you take out the media. It is the root cause of everything.
We're even listening to this. This is such a colossal waste of everybody's time to listen to this slop.
Welcomes our diversity. One thing
Yeah, you're right. Asmongold needs to do some deep dives, like when he looked into files, etc. Like, he's never done that with Iran. He just reacts to videos of explosions. That's what his coverage of Iran mostly is. Or watching Trump's speeches. That, if you look at all his coverage of Iran, it's watching explosions and watching Trump speeches, or watching Rubio speeches, or watching administration speeches. And the administration is absolutely lying about everything about Iran. And so that's why he's completely uninformed about Iran. He needs to do a deep dive, like Daniel Davis, all these channels that I'm subscribed to. He needs to go to Duran, Mario Knopfel, Alexander Mercurius, even Military Summary Channel, the Young Turks even have been great. Redacted, just any one of those. And actually get himself informed. That's what he needs to do. Maybe one day he will.
I do want to say is that the idea of blaming our housing crisis on immigration is absolutely wild. Do you think that if we look...
My God, you bring in more people into the country, they need to be housed, and the government's paying for the housing of these migrants in a lot of cases, in hotels, whatever. It makes less available. It drives up prices for everyone else. I mean, it's simple economics. It's basic common sense. It shouldn't even be in doubt. Thinking, why would letting in unlimited amount of migrants not have an impact on the housing prices?
lock down our borders, we're going to solve the housing crisis.
Well,
It would definitely help. Absolutely. Sending the people that are the illegal migrants that are being housed at hotels back would free up, room for people to stay in those hotels instead of renting Airbnbs. And then every Airbnb that's rented because a hotel is taken by a migrant, that's one less apartment that can be rented by someone. It's less housing. It drives up prices.
What a retarded hag. It wouldn't solve the housing crisis, but it would make it easier to address.
The thing is, the more people you have in a country, the more houses you're going to need. I know it might sound...
He's really good at explaining.
Yeah, it's just so basic, so common sense. This lady, I think she honestly is too dumb to understand.
Things like this, isn't it? Using immigration on the issue of housing, I think is absolutely...
Are you saying it has no impact on housing?
That's insane. It's absolutely insane. Of course, having more migrants in your country, more bodies, more people that need housing, you increase demand, prices go up. I mean, it's most basics of economics. Demand, more demand, higher prices.
I think Andy wanted to come in.
Do you want to just answer that question, Rob? Do you think it
does immigration have an effect on housing?
Whoever lives in this country has an impact on housing, of course.
All right.
Did she just admit that everything she was poo-pooing is true, that immigration does impact housing? I think that's what she just admitted, but she might be too stupid to realize it.
Other people in a country. That's not necessarily to do with immigration.
Oh my...
Yes, that is great. That is great. She just admitted the amount of people in a country does affect housing prices, but immigration has nothing to do with housing prices. It's not like immigration affects the number of people in the country. It does.
My God. It's actually insane how much I hate these people. I cannot even express how much I hate them. Like, these are the worst people of any civilization in time.
They are sheep, and the media is what guides them. If you're hating sheep, you're a little bit dumb, because the sheep are... This lady clearly doesn't have half a mind. You just saw her say, population impacts, amount of people in the country impacts prices, but it has nothing to do with immigration. She is a moron. So the morons of the world aren't the problem is the media that are using these morons and propagandizing these morons and filling their heads with absolute nonsense. The media is the enemy. Taking care of this woman, like whatever Asmongold wants to do with her, that won't solve anything. There are a lot of morons in every country on earth, and you need to deal with the media.
In all of our time, there is. I cannot even say it. You know what? I will not even say anymore. I will not even express anymore. This is a far.
All right. Well, those were two short, entertaining videos from Asmongold about two absurd problems, and worth watching. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch, and I'll see you next video. Bye.